Hello everyone, I am Anuja, a herpetologist from India, and today I'm going to be talking about our citizen science initiative, Freshwater Turtles and Tortoises of India, and how we are using citizen science as a tool to address knowledge gaps in Indian freshwater chelonians. We are currently working with the India Biodiversity Portal, which is the largest repository of biodiversity information in India, with over 1.4 million observations across 57,000 species. All of the content on the India Biodiversity Portal is free and open access and is also distributed under a Creative Commons license. IBP also contributes data to GPIF, and the user interface is really easy to use and can now generate progressive web apps for each and every group on Android and iOS devices. The FTTI group was started in 2016 as freshwater turtles are a severely neglected and understudied taxa in India. We wanted to specifically curate all freshwater chelonian observations on the portal in one dedicated group. You can check it out at ftti.indiabiodiversity.org. A few features about our FTTI group is that we have automated obfuscation of locations for sensitive species such as the Indian star tortoise that is commonly seen in the pet trade. From 2019, we also decided to have a dedicated social media outreach presence to increase participation in our IBP group. We also have updated our species pages for all 29 species in May 2020, and this now provides comprehensive information for all possible references and citations for anyone visiting this website. We also have a dedicated FTTI progressive web app that is linked to the entire portal, and it is available on Play Store. So this is what our 29 species pages looks like, and this is our create observation interface on the FTTI app. Moving on to the group, we have currently 200 users and over 500 observations, which is not easy for a group where a lot of species are rare and cryptic like freshwater turtles. Through the FTTI network, we have interacted with a lot of these users and we constantly involve them in our activities and even encourage and collaborate with them to publish any new or significant findings. So we also have our unique turtle spotting weeks, which are initiatives where we increase awareness on freshwater turtles across India. And during this week in 2019 and 2020, we have received around 30 to 40 observations as compared to an average of about 2 to 4 observations per week. So moving on to the methods, we downloaded a CSV file from the FTTI user group and did some preliminary exploratory analysis with this. We filtered 514 observations out of 528 for analysis, and we selected only those which had accurate location data and were identified up to species level. We also analyzed the data in R and did the mapping in QGIS. So moving on to our results, the first thing I did was I created a time series of observations on FTTI from 2012 to 2020, so we can visualize the areas across India where we started to get more and more participation from across the years. Starting with the year-wise data creation, we had observations on IBP from 2012, and as you can see, the number of records increased drastically from 2019 and now 2020. So to test the effect of our outreach and awareness activities and social media initiatives, we did a two-sample t-test to check the effect on users before and after 2019, and we saw that there was a significant increase of over 200% observations. Now, when we did heat mapping analysis of species diversity and abundance, we saw that there were 3 significant turtle hotspots or global turtle priority areas, as is known in literature. The Brahmaputra turtle hotspot is actually the highest global turtle diversity area, and this is probably due to the overlap of the Eastern Himalaya and Indo-Burma hotspots. The Western Ghats is also already an established hotspot, and it currently supports India's 3 endemic freshwater turtle and tortoise species. Now, when we look at the state-wise observations, we have observations from across 27 states, and the Ganges River Basin, represented by Uttar Pradesh, has the most observations, followed by Assam, representing the Brahmaputra River Basin, and Karnataka and Kerala represent the Western Ghats. Our maps also reveal large areas where there is a lack of observation data or bias, and we do have more contributions from more popular visited areas like Kaziranga or Bharatpur. And currently, we are lacking records from states like Jharkhand or Chhattisgarh, where there probably may not be good internet literacy. When we look at species diversity trends also across states, we see that Assam has the highest number of species, followed by Uttar Pradesh and then the Western Ghats. If we look at the species-wise trends, we see that the most commonly observed species that are known to bask are at the top end of the graph, and this could represent a visual encounter bias. But we also see that the three puncturas, which are the roofed turtle genus, they are the most common across India, including the Ganges softshell turtle. The black pond turtle and the flapshell turtle have the widest distributions across India, and therefore they were reported in large numbers across the country. What was interesting was that we also expected the two endemics, the Travancore tortoise and the Cochin cane turtle, to be at the tail end of the graph, but surprisingly, we do have good records of them on the group. We also have 4 records of the red-eared slider from the wild on the group, which is not a native species, it's an exotic species. So we did a preliminary point pattern analysis with location records and did a density analysis. And we overlaid this with a protected area network to check how many species are actually limited to protected areas. And in the future, we can relate this density to underlying patterns such as land use or time, and even possibly predict areas of high species density. We did a hotspot mapping or cluster analysis along with the protected area and the major river systems in India. And these species abundance patterns are very important if we in the future want to look at landscape level conservation of river stretches or wetlands that can serve as turtle priority areas. If you look at the 3 endemic turtles and tortoises of India, these are currently at very large scales because we did not want to disclose the exact locations. So the Cochin cane turtle seems to be very restricted with its habitat requirements and its range as compared to the Travancore tortoise, which is also found outside protected areas. And the Leith softshell turtle, which is a very understudied endemic softshell turtle in India, we currently have a project going on here in Maharashtra, and due to our awareness activities, local NGOs, they report their rescue observations on FTTI now completely on their own. And we had the most records of the black pond turtle, Melanochelys trijuga, on the group. So we decided to check the temporal distribution of this species, and we see that it shows a clear monsoon activity peak. We also see that a large number of these observations are hatchlings, and in the future, this could give us further insights into the nesting and hatching seasons of species across India. I quickly want to share some interesting life history observations that we have on FTTI. So Ranganathan was a member who uploaded a picture of a Ganges softshell turtle being predated on by a tiger, and we encouraged and helped him write up a note that was recently published in Herpetological Review. This is a roadkill black pond turtle from the outskirts of Bangalore, uploaded by Yatin Kalki and also reported on the Roadkill Network group on IPP. We also have red-eared slider observations, and it's also reported on the Spotting Alien Invasive Species group on IPP. Now, in Dibang Valley, it is currently under threat by hydropower plants, and many activists are actively campaigning against this. And we have a researcher, Jayanta, who has documented a population of the endangered keel box turtle in this area. So he has uploaded a few observations, and this goes a long way to document endangered species in their wild habitats that are at the risk of being lost. Now, this is a very unique observation because Ganges softshell turtles are often known to be voracious scavengers, and they are reported to clean up dead bodies in the Ganges river system. But there has barely been any photographic documentation to confirm this. But here we see 2 massive Ganges softshell turtles that are predating on a sambar deer. So to quickly summarize, we see that our social media presence is building a network of citizen scientists, and using this data, we have identified 3 turtle priority areas or hotspots, and we have also identified regions that are not in protected areas. The temporal distribution of a widespread species like black pond turtle shows an increased monsoon activity period, and this can be replicated for many other species. We aim to help our users publish new life history observations, range extensions, as we work together to make more important discoveries. I would like to acknowledge the following people: MetaString Foundation's Dr. Ravi Thomas for their support from IBP, all the 200 user citizen scientists who have contributed to FTTI, Mohammed bin Zayed Species Conservation Fund and Desert Tortoise Council, and Shantanu Shashwat Nilanjan for their inputs. I would urge you all to upload any turtle or tortoise observations to our group on ftti.indiabiodiversity.org. Thank you so much.